Oh, Drew.
Oh, there it is.
You know a game is something special when you haven't played it in a really long time, but the main menu attract music still gets you.
Yeah, it really does. I can just listen to this all day.
This terrific, awful music in Burnout 2 Point of Impact. We are actually specifically looking at the developer's edition for the original Xbox. Drew, this came out 10 years ago this week.
Oh, jeez.
This week, 10 years ago.
Oh.
10 years ago! The first week of May 2003 is when this game came out. And for me, like, this is a real, like, kind of definitive watershed game.
Yeah.
I would go so far as to say this is important. Particularly, like, this is, to me, the first game where Burnout is recognizable as Burnout.
Okay.
Just as far as kind of the way that it handled the risk-reward of the racing mechanics. Well, let's just play a little bit here.
Jump on in.
So we'll get into the championship mode. I've played a little bit here, just enough to remind myself, get my feet wet. Yeah, I remember this thing just keeps going. Kind of limited, things you can do. I haven't done one of these pursuits yet, so this will be fun. But also, like, all this stuff is definitely rushing right back to me.
Yeah, those car models.
Do you remember how the boost system, how the burnout system works in this game?
Yes. You do dangerous stuff and it fills up.
Right, so drive dangerously, you get boost meter. But then if you tap, it's only, the boost meter is only accessible once it's absolutely full.
Right.
You see there, like, I can't hit the boost at all. And when I put my finger on the button, if I let go, it stops draining and I have to refill it again before I can access it.
Right.
Which does this thing, which it really encourages you as the player to just hammer on that button constantly.
And never let go.
Never, ever let go of the A button. If you were playing, except for when you then run into other cars. But to me, there was really nothing else quite like this. The first time I played this. I also want to say shout out to Burnout 2 for probably being the first game that I ever played where I drifted.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, if not the first, one of, very easily.
It's definitely easy and fun in Burnout.
Oh, get back here, you sneaky.
So this is pre-takedowns.
This is pre-takedowns, yes. Burnout 3 Takedown is the one responsible for that little mechanic there.
So this guy's just got health.
Yeah, I'm just trying to knock him down. So, you don't have stuff like traffic checking from Burnout Revenge. It's a much more... It's a more straightforward game, but it still has just, like, the handling model feels like Burnout in a way that's recognizable and meaningful and just super fun. Just
frame rate feels like Burnout.
We are playing this. It's an original Xbox game. Oh damn it! Emulated on the 360, so I cannot speak to the perfectitude of the emulation here, but it's doing my memory solid at least.
Yeah.
So, and some great environments in this game. Some great tracks.
Yeah.
I'll get back here. Stuff that I definitely remember, and also I'm pretty sure they went back to the well on a few times in subsequent games. All right, there it is.
Yeah, you stopped them.
But there's hints of stuff that would later become more prominent, and I think Burnout 3 represents another really big, significant step for this series with the idea of being able to knock other cars into your competing cars, and even just being able to take down other cars,
right?
And have that feed into your boost meter there. But yeah, I wasn't able to pull it off here. But if you keep your finger on the boost button as you're going, and you continue to drive dangerously, you start doing these Burnout like combos.
Right.
You start doing like Burnout 1x, 2x, 3x. I'll see if I can get that going. It's a little hard to talk and chew gum here. And then, stuff like this. You can still see some of the rough edges here for sure. Like, the original Burnout, to me, like, just so barely resembles Burnout in my mind.
Right.
But this is, like, a lot of the stuff in here but it's still kind of rough edges of like, we're at this point in the the championship mode here where my only option, the only way to go forward is to do this 4-track Grand Prix here, which let's do it. Let's see some of the environments. What do you think I should drive in here? Look at all these great memorable Burnout cars like Compact or SUV. I'm gonna do cop car.
Sure.
I like the cop car. Also, is it totally nuts that this has manual transmission support? Like what goddamn lunatic, Drew Scanlon, is playing Burnout 2 MT?
Europeans?
That's nuts. It's got to be, right? I mean, yeah, Criterion, they're based in the UK. Your story checks out. So, developer's cut, you get a fistful of other fresh stuff. What's in here? What's
21 exclusive custom car skins.
Oh, sweet.
Xbox exclusive high-octane crashes.
It also promises, exclusive worldwide leaderboard, which no longer works because Xbox Live doesn't exist. But I'm fairly certain this is the game that taught me how to drift in video games, simply because it incentivized it in a way that no other game had before. It was like, it was a thing that if you figured out how to do it in other racing games, like, oh well, maybe that'll be useful to you, in certain scenarios. Whereas this, it's like, no, if you know how to drift, it's makes all the difference.
You can chain those together. And
like that's knowing how to drift and also knowing how to drive like a lunatic correctly. That's the key here.
Man, I remember this course. This one's, I remember getting a lot of chains on this one.
Drifting.
There you go.
Oh! Fuck! You can't stop, and you just start getting like that feeling like that tension just keeps mounting. Like, oh god, I keep going. It keeps going.
I remember playing this game right around the time that I started driving.
Oh god.
And it was kind of dangerous.
That's terrifying to me, man.
Because like, you kind of get this.
I live here.
This sixth sense about like I could do oncoming right now and get a lot of burnout points. The yellow line stops being like this big barrier in your mind.
All right, Burnout 2X. If I can keep it going.
Oh, jeez.
I knew that was going to be a tough one trying to thread the needle on that one.
Yeah. So,
yes, Drew.
I love Burnout.
I
love what Burnout's become.
Yeah.
Specifically with Paradise.
Yeah, Paradise is beautiful. Like that's the most recent Burnout game.
Gosh, yeah, you're right.
As of this recording. Yeah.
I feel like traffic checking. I don't know. The thing I like about these old games is that traffic checking isn't there. Like if you run into the back of a car,
that's your ass.
Yeah.
Like you're not wrong. Like what they did with. Oh, am I getting slow down here? What's going on?
Yeah, it looks like.
I agree. I don't think what they did in Revenge with traffic checking improved the game. It just made it a very different game.
Yeah, I mean it's fun, and it's kind of fun to just blast through all those cars, but
like that's satisfying in its own way. Like
what you were talking about, threading the needle, like the Burnout 2 and 3 for me are just about like white knuckle. I'm going so fast. Driving, I could blow up at any second.
Right. Well, like 3 definitely like further fetishizes the crash.
Yeah.
Like it really makes that like a big part of the appeal of just like make cars go boom, which is fantastic. Like to me, that is definitely a big part of the draw of all the Burnout games.
Yeah.
But you're right. There is something.
And like in these first few games, you're never safe when you're going real fast.
Yeah, no, like you holding on to that button, you're in danger. Especially you see like all this cross traffic like that. Like it's nuts. It's abusive, borderline. All right, this last lap here. See if I can pull this out. Oh,
whoa!
It's maybe not the best sounding game. Like, I have a place for this music because I played a lot of this game, but I'm also pretty sure that this is the first game on my Xbox that I really felt compelled to make a custom soundtrack for.
Yeah.
Partially because, you know...
I think I did that too.
There's something about a driving game that the idea of making your own music feels more natural than a lot of other games.
Yeah. I'm trying to
but also, this soundtrack is kind of terrible, so... That's another reason.
It's a little monotonous. Burnout 3's soundtrack was pretty good.
Yeah, Burnout 3 has a good soundtrack. But by that point, I was already, like, making my Burnout mix, like...
Right. So what was on your mix?
I wish I could remember. I wish I had that.
I'm trying to remember mine. I'm pretty sure Mona Lisa Overdrive from The Matrix 2.
Okay, yeah, sure.
The car chase on the freeway. I'm pretty sure that was on there. Probably a lot of Matrix stuff.
Had a Methods of Mayhem song in there. So there was this is unrelated to this game, so maybe this isn't the place to talk about it, but I'll say it anyway. I remember playing a pre-release version of Burnout 3, Takedown, where that Modest Mouse song, Float On, was on the soundtrack,
really?
Which seems like a really weird fit for Burnout, because, you know, Burnout's, you know, it's speed, it's cars, it's aggression, you know, it's car crashes, it's, you know, it's a pretty intense game, and that does not necessarily match up with that song. But there was something about, like, when you were going really fast and you're just in that sort of that 1,000-yard stare zone, that I thought it was absolutely perfect. It was one of those weird things, and it ended up not making the final soundtrack, but when I was building my own soundtracks, I went ahead and included that in the mix.
Nice.
I knew better.
The song I remember from Burnout 3 is Orpheus by Ash.
Yep.
Do you know that song?
Yep.
Oh, jeez!
Doing okay. Now we're going to go faster.
Oh, every crest that you come over is just...
You're like, oh god, I hope there's not a car right there. Close to that car. And, you know, the game is not particularly... Oh, there
man.
It was.
Yep.
I've actually sailed over cars.
Oh, yeah.
If you get your speed right, you hit your boost just so. And if they're just right in the dip... I'm sorry, the dip. And, you know, kind of rubber bandy AI, although it's clever there. Push me in that car. But I want to say, I'm sure if I played this again to the higher levels, it would appear to me. But I remember feeling like with Burnout 3 that the rubber bandiness of the AI became a lot more noticeable. But that also just might be an issue of, like I was saying, where I am in this campaign. Still pretty early on. There are crazier things to be unlocked.
Yeah, I don't know. At that, you know, for me in Burnout, the AI stopped becoming like who's first, who's second. I was just focused on going as fast as possible, and these other racers were just obstacles.
Right. There became a point where it was like, I can get better medals out of this if I drive slower, because I don't crash as much, and the AI will maintain my speed.
Okay.
And I want to say that was a lot more in Burnout 3 than Burnout 2, and that was also a thing that, again, I really didn't start recognizing and trying to exploit that way, which, you know, that becomes a shitty way to play Burnout. But if you are, you know, just trying to get golds or whatever, it can be a useful method. Alright, I'm gonna finish this match, and then Drew, we're gonna have some fun.
I want to play.
We're gonna play, you and I. Just can't get on Xbox Live, although I'm pretty sure this game did not have live multiplayer support when Xbox Live did exist for the original Xbox. When Xbox Live was live.
Just a great exercise in game design. You know, like taking this very established genre, racing games,
Yeah.
and like infusing it with a completely new and exciting dynamic.
You know, I can't think of anything. I'm sure there are some examples of games that do try and reward that risky behavior, but to my knowledge and to my recollection, Burnout's really it.
Like PGR kind of did that with you know, their Kudos system. That was after this, right?
No, the original PGR was a Xbox launch game.
Oh, was it?
And that was just building off of Metropolis Street Racing, which they had done on like the Dreamcast before that.
Okay.
So that stuff was in there, but you know that the Kudos system operated in a different way and was not as kind of down and dirty as this is. You know.
Yeah.
All right, we can go to the main menu here, and you're gonna go to crash mode. How do you feel about that? Or do you want to do a race?
Yeah, let me see if I can
Turn on your controller.
control up here. Yeah, there we go.
All right, we'll do a single
Let's
race
do a race,
here.
yeah.
Let's see what split screen looks like here. I'm gonna move back here to my Roadster. I like this car.
I'll go with pickup. Whoa. Whoops.
That's not a
you.
pickup.
That's you.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I choose a different color. No, I guess not. All right, go ahead.
Pickup. Red pickup? No? Alright, I own a silver pickup, so we'll do that.
All right, we haven't seen any of this airport terminal. This stuff is, yeah.
Yeah,
This will be bad.
I remember this. It's a lot of traffic, if I recall.
Yeah. Oh, and this is one of the tracks that when they started making the Burnout games for the PSP, oh man, you got off the line. We're good there.
Gee.
Or was that you? No, that wasn't
It
you.
was not me.
Okay.
I'm way in the back here.
Well, this could look a little better. Maybe run a little better, but I'm not sure I ever played Burnout 2 split screen. This may be my first experience with Burnout 2 split screen. Oh, no, come on, find it. Find your center. Oh, someone's boosting.
That's me.
What you gotta do with all that boost?
I think Burnout, the original, was one of those games I just found in the video store.
Yeah.
You know, and when you do that with an awesome game, it just makes it that much better. You know, like I discovered this. What?
See, I was already working in games when this came out. I was still pretty green at the time, but and this, I remember this being very specifically, you know, doing this kind of stuff. Like it's all about, generally speaking, it's all about, you know, playing the latest games as fast as you can and then moving on quickly.
Right.
Not really dwelling on games. And I remember this was the rare game where my weekends for, you know, probably a solid month there were just completely devoted to this game. Boosting. Got that potion. That boost potion. I never run out of boost potion. Oh, no. There I do. So, Drew, how is the game handling up to your recollections?
Seems slower.
I'm going to say that's a little bit because of the split screen here.
Yeah, I
like
wonder
the sensation of speed is not as good as it is in full widescreen. Oh,
But you know, it feels like I've got good dexterity in my movement.
yeah. I feel like there's not really any cars where you can definitely get in that position where you're like, I'm just going way too fast. I can't alter my direction enough to, avoid hitting this car.
No.
But still, everything feels pretty nimble.
Yeah. I can.
There's a good inherent. I think that's one of the things that I didn't that I remember not being great about the original Burnout was just the fundamental driving didn't feel great. Whereas in this, it's like you can just drive in this game and that's just fun.
Yeah.
Obviously, the
I can kind of
the Burnout system is the cherry here, but
right. I can put my nose where I want it.
you can also be a lunatic and play it down here
Oh,
if
jeez.
you really want to freak yourself out. Oh no, and then crash your car. That's why I don't play like that. Happens every time. Gas is $1.42 in this game. That's how old this game is.
Wow.
Again, for perspective.
Oh!
Oh, I keep taking that turn real gnarly. Whatever. The last lap.
Whoa!
Come and get me, Drew. Oh, truck! Look out for that truck.
All right. Oh.
And that bus. Checkpoints.
The finger cramps are coming back to me. I remember.
Oh yeah, you were holding down the right trigger the entire time
and
as
the
hard
A
as you
button.
can, and the A button. Yeah, your right hand is a claw in this game for sure. Alright, come on. And I win!
Oh, there we go.
Your truck seems pretty loose there. Seems like it's
Fishtails a bit.
yeah.
It's front heavy.
It's trying to drift even when you don't want it to.
P2.
Good job, P2.
Thanks, baller.
All right, let's baller one to you. Now this is something we're gonna get into this, and I actually haven't looked at any of this stuff yet in preparing for this video. We're gonna go into the crash mode, which is again another like kind of revelatory thing in this game.
Yeah.
Of the notion of, and that's the thing that this game establishes and kind of hints at, and then I feel Burnout 3 really crystallizes.
Yeah.
But is the idea of the crash not being a bad thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, in all racing games, you don't ever want to crash. Crashing is bad. Crashing is the exact opposite of what you want to do. But to create a mode in a racing game, it's like, no, the crashing is exactly what you want to do. Like, that's sort of like snowboarding or skateboarding games where you have the mode where it's like, fall off your board and do as much damage to yourself as you can. I guess we'll just do 2 players. There's only 2 of us in here. You put that controller down because everyone uses one controller.
Pass and play.
That's right.
Stop and Shop.
I'm gonna do Hot Rod.
Yeah.
Oh, and then your choice, sir. Give you a nice warm controller.
Ooh, yeah. So compact.
All right. Let's go into mode 1 here. It has been so long since I played this this crash mode here. Reach down the hill and cause as much damage as you can. Okay.
3, 2, 1, go!
I'm gonna say that it's like I want to get down to a certain point and then I want to just hit this as hard as I can. Oh. So no aftertouch, I have no control now. Like at this point, there is no more game.
Yeah, you're just watching this play out.
See how bad this is. Yep, the helicopter. Fly over. Alright, 921. I feel okay about that. Drew, you think you can do better?
I don't know. I picked the compact.
I'm sorry, damage 4.6 million is my total. And Burnout 3 is where the crash mode started having like the power-ups and the aftertouch.
Right.
Like that turned into a much weirder game. It was much more of a game also. Yes, there it is. Oh, and also you could do stuff like blow up the tankers.
Right. Yeah.
But here you can still do stuff like I think you can knock the logs off of those trucks, and that'll cause more damage. I want to say, you know, come on, or not. That guy just run up against the edge of the world.
Yeah.
You're not gonna quite make it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think we got the same bonus multiplier there.
You really just gotta like kiss one of the trucks, make it jackknife, and then get into all those buses.
Yeah. If you can. All right, on to the next one. I could do this all day.
Yeah.
Stupid soundtrack. What was that?
Oh yeah, look at all this traffic. Oof.
Oh, I'm gonna hit that bus.
Hopefully that first truck careened into the other lane.
Yep. All right, got that. That's good. I have to say, I'm pretty surprised at how I feel this game holds up visually.
Yeah.
Like for 2003, that's a relatively early.
I mean,
original Xbox game.
it's upscaled here, but it looks
Yeah.
pretty darn good.
All right, I had a crap run there, so you've got an easy chance to beat me.
Eat boost!
I think hitting that car is exactly what you wanted to do. Perfect. Yes. Oh, you missed that. That's too bad. Yes, 7x multiplier, dude. Crushed it.
Yeah!
Oh my god. You didn't just beat me, you embarrassed me. Surveying the damage. Oh, yep, one more. 8.3, fuck. Ah, damn, Drew. All right. Meow. Someone thought that sounded so cool.
That's Steve on the electric didgeridoo.
All right, Drew. We're gonna do one more of these.
All right. For all the marbles.
Yep, just about.
1, go!
Oh man.
Oh,
Get that bus!
Get that bus! Get that bus! Yes!
Yeah.
Yes! All right, so now you know. I have this disadvantage of going first here, but now you know if you can thread as many of those cars as possible.
Yeah. Boy, that's gonna be tough to beat. Oh yeah, look at that cap.
Yep. Stack them up.
Jeez.
I'm working against myself here, but that's my pro tip to you: is just try and thread that needle down the middle of those two lanes as for as long as you can.
Cause are they all moving forward, or are they just stopped? You got cheated there.
Too late. Damn it. I think those ones might be on the standstill.
Right. So.
But there are cars further ahead. I don't know.
I think what was critical about that run is that you flipped over into the other lane.
Yeah, I was able to start hitting the cars that were coming from that on-ramp.
Get airborne and hit as many. Okay. All right. I see
3,
what the thinking is here.
Yeah, I didn't even pay attention to that.
Oh.
I should have. Estupido.
Huh?
Oh, that's not gonna be great.
Nope.
That's not gonna be great. Although I do like that everyone else locks up their brakes.
Oh God! Something happened. Sometimes though, I remember it being like,
kind of not doing terrible
Yeah.
here, Drew.
I remember going, that was a wash, and then 70 million
You're
points.
like, oh wow, well, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, this is just throwing a stone into a pond.
Yeah.
Like that is this mode, and it becomes more of a, like, I feel meaningful mode in Burnout 3.
Right, a little more tactical.
But it starts here, and you do have to do a little bit of, a minor bit of puzzling out of, like, all right, where's my angle? Where should I be approaching this from? Well, Drew, I'm sure you and I can sit here and just go through Crash Mode all day long, but let's not do that, because I won. I'm the winner.
Yes, you did.
Drew, thanks for sitting down and looking at and recollecting Burnout 2 Point of Impact
More
with
like
me.
recollecting.
There it is. That's good stuff. That's Burnout 2 Point of Impact Developer's Cut for the original Xbox.